especially in Vienna, Salzburg, Chicago, and New York, and the unique songbook series at Carnegie Hall. Over the years at the Met, I was lucky to work with Jessye in dozens of exciting rehearsals and performances, starting with her unforgettable debut in Les Troyens on the opening night of the Metropolitan's 100th anniversary season. The excitement never flagged as she gradually built her singular Met repertoire. Die Walküre, Parsifal, Tannhäuser, Erwartung, Bluebeard's Castle, Oedipus Rex, Ariadne auf Naxos, The Dialogues of the Carmelites, The Macropolis Case. This book is Jessye's latest work of art, not a career chronicle like so many. And then I did ... but the story of her magnificent life written in her own words, not the words of a ghostwriter, and of course, in her own voice as well. Her mastery of language goes hand in glove with her mastery of music and singing, and her work ethic is ideal. Would that it were a model for every singer. In this fascinating memoir, you will feel Jessye's unique presence in every chapter, her passion, her sense of humor, and her full-scale zest for life. I recommend it as a must-read, not only for her legion of admirers, but also for the layman, for students of every age, everyone who cares about the artistic life. James Levine, New York City, February 2014. Prelude. It was a beautiful autumn when I found myself in Europe for the very first time, in bustling, stylish Munich. While completing a master's degree in vocal performance at the University of Michigan, I had been among the students selected from around the country by a special committee of the United States Information Agency to participate in international music competitions. I was thrilled to be taking part in the prestigious Bayerischer Rundfunk Internationaler Musikwettbewerb, the Bavarian Radio International Music Competition. Julius, a great friend and fine pianist whom I knew from my undergraduate days at Howard University, had traveled with me as my accompanist. There was electricity in the air. The whole city seemed to be involved in the events at the Bavarian radio. All of the performances during the competition were to be held before a live audience. The country Julius and I had left behind for these few weeks was on fire. The assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. the previous spring had sparked riots all over the states. Classes at Berkeley had not taken place in months. Los Angeles, Detroit, and Newark were ablaze with a passion for peace and justice. Protesters marched, organized sit-ins, and took over administration buildings on college campuses. Attacks on Dr. King's legacy were as vicious as the trained-to-kill dogs, fire hoses, and smoke bombs directed at American citizens exercising their civil rights. Those sworn to protect and serve stood quietly on the sidelines, or worse still, joined the chorus of hate emanating from those sidelines. The war in Vietnam had surely and steadily lost support, and no half-truths or presidential speeches beginning with the words, "My fellow Americans," could douse the flames of revolution visible just across the street from the White House in Lafayette Square. The country roared in opposition to the status quo. Europe was no less a hotspot, particularly in Paris, where student protests against university tuition payments and other concerns made for significant unrest. The world was most certainly in a state of evolution and revolution. I had participated in mass meetings and protest marches, carrying signs exhorting no justice, no peace, and lending my voice to the song concluding almost every gathering, Pete Seeger's "We Shall Overcome." I understood that many organizations, with varying approaches to the fight for justice, were needed. No single civil rights group could channel every frustration or rally everyone to stand tall in the face of those who would just as soon see us crawl away in defeat. Every voice needed to find its own place, its own platform from which the cry for freedom and equality could be heard. Even though I was engaged